and I think her role has been strengthened within the regime. We have seen how now she has a stronger position within the Politburo. She has clearly been portrayed in the media as the person calling the shots when it comes to relations with South Korea. This I find interesting. It seems that Kim Jong Un is focusing more on the US when it comes to taking decisions. So now we have Kim Jong Un. We are being told she's the one that's directing all these increasing tensions with South Korea. And of course, she's the one who came to the Pyeongchang Olympics in 2018. When this process of diplomacy throughout 2018, 2019 was kickstarted. And now she's taking the opposite approach, which is being tough on South Korea. I do think that obviously we don't know what's happening with the health of Kim Jong-un, but I think regardless of his health state, I do think that she is more powerful with the regime than she was a few months ago, because otherwise she wouldn't be portrayed in the media in the way she is. And she is a Kim, so after all, bloodline matters a lot, obviously. In North Korea, the country is based on the Kim bloodline, and she has it. So she has something that no other North Korean leader besides her sister actually has. So I do think she's going to become a more important member of the North Korean policymaking process. She's already there, but probably she's going to gain even more power in weeks and months to come.
Even more power? Could North Korea have a female leader?
Why not? I mean, at the end of the day, we focus on obviously the exec system that within North Korea, and it is there and it cannot be denied. But I think far more important is the bloodline, and her grandfather, essentially Kim Il-sung, essentially he's the one who created the country, right? And the country is to a large extent about glorifying the Kims. So I think that being female in this case, it wouldn't be a disadvantage for her because of who her grandfather, father, and brother are.
Yena Lee, is that the perception in South Korea, that bloodline matters more than gender?
It's difficult to say. I think it's far too early to speak of successor of anything of any sort. But Kim Yo-jong, it's not just the fact that she's a woman, it's also the fact that she's very young. I do agree with Ramon that bloodline perhaps is more important in this case, especially with the Kim family. That said, there are issues. She is very young. She doesn't have military titles. All these things do matter in North Korean leadership.
And what's the perception of her in South Korea?
To be honest, I think there's been quite a lot of unnecessary media coverage of her, in the sense where South Korean media, some of it had indulged in some kind of sexist view of her, looking at the clothes she's wearing, looking at how she's walking. All of this really doesn't interest anyone, I think. There's also been legitimate interest in her as a power player in North Korea. And I think observers in South Korea are very keen to find out what kind of role she'll have, especially because, as your panelist said earlier, she's been very active with the inter-Korean meetings.